cold outside.
Cold outside.
It's cold out. It's in the 30s. It's cold.
Feels good in here though.
It does feel good in here.
Yeah.
It always feels good in Wildcat. So let me ask you a question, Jerry.
Yes.
When it's nice out, when it's 70s, 80s, 90s, summer, fall, spring, you know, you're riding a lot, putting miles on your bike. Now, what about when it gets cold out, like we've had some cold weather, we've had some snow? What happens when it's cold? What do I do with my bike?
Well, I mean, it happens every year. One good thing that you got to do, you got to store your bike. Basically, you're getting your bike up for storage, getting it ready for the spring and the summer. One of the biggest things that I like to stress is hooking that bike up to a battery tender.
Battery tender.
Battery tender.
What's a battery tender?
Battery tender is more of a maintainer because these bikes now are using the battery all the time with the security and everything, all the computer things that's on a bike now. So you're basically draining that battery down if it's just sitting there for long periods of time. It is going to come with a lead on the battery already, and we kind of snake it around where you can kind of, it's inconspicuous and you just put it there. You're going to plug this into the wall and then you're going to plug it into this and just leave it there. If that battery drops down a little bit, it's going to kick this battery tender back on, bring it back up. So you're just kind of just maintaining your battery. It's not really a charger. If your battery gets too low, it's not going to bring it back up. But over the winter months and when you're not riding for a long period of time, you definitely want to have it hooked up to that.
So the maintainer maintains?
It maintainer maintains.
If I put a battery tender on a low battery, that's not going to do me much good.
No.
But if I put a battery
If
tender,
that battery is down below to where it's not, it's not going to bring it back up. Then you're going to have to come back in and see me and buy a brand new battery.
well, let me ask you another question. Let's say the bike I have doesn't have the lead on it. How hard is it if I buy this tender pack? How hard is it to put that lead on my battery?
Not hard at all. The battery tenders that we sell through Harley-Davidson actually come with one of these leads here, and it also comes with an alligator clip lead that you can hook to something else. Basically, you've got two screws that you'll loosen up and put them on and then just, like I said, just kind of snake this through and just put it somewhere where you don't really see it that much, but where it's easy to get to.
Okay, so red goes on negative, right?
Yeah, red goes on negative. If you want an afro, you might want to put it, yeah, red on.
So
negative.
pay attention to the colors, two screws.
Yeah, if you keep a battery tender on your bike, you could save your battery life up to probably 2 to 3 years. You may have your bike stored in your garage, but it's not a controlled environment, so you're going to get a lot of cold in there. What happens when something gets cold, like a fuel tank or something?
Sometimes it'll freeze and
You'll get a little bit of condensation, a little bit of water in there. So you want to put some stabilizer in there. Harley-Davidson makes this, it's an ethanol guard and a fuel stabilizer, so if there's any ethanol in it, when you start it back up, it's going to treat that too. So that works as a double right there.
okay, good.
Even if your bike is in the garage, a cover is a super nice way to keep the dust and everything off of it. Cats get in the garage, so they're going to be walking. You don't want cat prints on your brand new Road Glide, do you? No, no. So a cover is definitely a good thing to go with too.
Now these covers, are they one size fits all? If I've got a Sportster, will that cover, can I use the same cover as if I have a Ultra Limited?
Well, you could use the Ultra Limited cover, but it's going to be way too big. Harley does make bike specific covers for all the different models, yes.
Vanna's a whole lot prettier than you are, Jerry.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't think she's as old either.
But that is a very good way to store your bike for the winter time. Get it ready for spring.
Now what happens in the spring? Let's say I've kept my tender on all winter. I put my fuel stabilizer and ethanol guard. I put the cover on my bike to keep the cat tracks off of it. So it comes spring, it's late February, March, whatever. I'm ready to ride. I'm taking the cover off. I'm unhooking the tender. What do I need to do to get ready to ride in the spring? Which is a few months away, but let's go ahead and just cross that bridge now.
So you basically just take your cover off and unplug this. You're going to have fuel in there, so you're going to have your stabilizer in there. So you should be good to go.
And then you check your air pressure, and then you bring your bike into us at Wildcat Harley to get our spring service. Is that right?
Yes.
So you do the tender, the stabilizer, the cover to maintain it during the winter. Once spring comes, you're ready to ride. You take the cover off, you take the tender off. You bring it up to Wildcat, you get your spring service, and you're ready to put miles on the bike again.
Yes.
Another question about the tender year round. Is it recommended to use this? Will it hurt my battery if I put it on a tender every time I park my bike?
No, it will not. And if you get in the habit of doing that, it's a good habit because there's sometimes you may go through the summer months, you may not ride for a week or 2 weeks. So it is a good idea to plug that up there.
Okay, so if you use the tender year round, The stabilizer and the ethanol guard pretty much year round. And I could technically put this in my tour pack and take it with me on a road trip if I wanted to, cover it up outside the hotel or the side of the highway wherever I'm sleeping. So all these products that can be used year round just for upkeep are pretty much essential though in the winter.
Yes.
Okay, that's simple.
And come to Wildcat Harley and we'll show you.